Madison Square Garden, where tonight, Spencer Promotions, main events, along with your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Present the Real World Heavyweight Championship. 12 rounds of boxing, sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. Chairman, former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, Floyd Patterson. First executive assistant, Tony Russo. Deputy commissioner in charge, Michael Pascal. Commissioners at ringside, Mel Southard and Rose Trentman. Our three physicians at ringside are Dr. Rufus Sadler, Dr. Bill Lathan, and Dr. Gerald Golota. The timekeeper at the bell is Jim Borzel. And the three judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be George Colon, Luis Rivera, and Steve Weisfeld. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, your referee, Wayne Kelly. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance here at Madison Square Garden and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white, trimmed with red. He comes into the ring with a perfect professional record of 28 victories without a loss. And 25 of that victory total have been knockout victims. This native of Warsaw, Poland, now lives and fights out of the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the undefeated pride of Poland. Here is Andrew Golota. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trimmed with red letters. He's a 1988 Olympic silver medalist and returns tonight to his hometown. As a professional, he has captured 3 world heavyweight title belts with a record of 38 victories, only 1 defeat, and he has stopped 32 opponents by knockout. He is considered by most experts to be the best heavyweight in the division today. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the last man to hold the undisputed heavyweight crown from Brooklyn, New York, the People's Champion, 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe.
Great noise ringing around Madison Square Garden.
All right, Andrew. Riddick, we're boxing under the rules of the New York State Athletic Commission. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Shake hands, come out boxing at the bell. Good luck, 12 rounds.
Well, I wonder if we're going to get that clean fight. Golota used just about every trick in the book last time out to beat the Olympian Daniel Nicholson. Bowe, regarded by many as the best heavyweight out there, though Mike Tyson supporters will give you an argument about that, and so too would Lennox Lewis's. He needs to keep on proving it. They're unlikely to have to go looking for each other, these two. Quite a small ring as well. Golota with the red stripe down his shorts, and with the support of all Poland in there, as well as half of Chicago as well. Interesting to see how Bowe looks in this fight. Big man, and is getting better. So too is Golota, who used to weigh under 15 stone a couple of years ago. His strength and conditioning coaches built him up now to a 17 stone plus operator. They've tried to make him more loose and flexible, less of the upright European.
Very much feeling each other out in the early stages.
One of the things the Golota camp have been working on is to try to get Golota to keep on using his jab And by doing that, they think they can take away Bowe's jab, which is a very, very useful weapon for him.
Yes, I think Bowe has got to rely on that punch in the early part of the fight. He's just got to try to unsettle Golota as best he can. Golota doing quite well with his own jab.
One other thing to watch for is that Eddie Futch has been saying he thinks Golota keeps his left hand a bit low and leaves himself open to the right hands. And he says if he does that with Bowe, he's in trouble. He left it a bit low there. Quietish start. A fight Riddick Bowe just can't afford to lose if he's to stay up there in the elite division. Quite a bright start from Golota, though.
Yes, he's getting into the fight quite well, using his jab and then just switching his punches about. He likes to go to the body and he's mixing them up well there.
One of them looked a little bit low. Close-ish round, maybe Golota just the busier of the two. Doubling up on the jab and following it in with quite a relaxed-looking right hand, too. Bowe has sometimes been a slowish starter. He certainly was in that fight with Herbie Hyde, who danced rings around him for a couple of rounds, all to no avail, of course, in the end.
But Golota, he's keen to use the double jab and follow it with the right hand, and that's a good punch.
That was good stuff from Bowe, but he got caught with the left hook himself. He's talking to Golota now. I'm not sure Golota really understands him, though. Doesn't speak too much English, doesn't speak too much Polish either. He's a very quiet, sullen type, Golota.
I'm sure Golota will know what Bowe's saying.
Round here of Riddick Bowe and Andrew Golota, and Golota did pretty well in that opening round.
He did very well, used his jab, just seemed to want to do a little bit more than Bowe, and he had good successes.
It was close-ish, but I've just given that round to Golota. What about you, Glenn?
Yes, I think Golota would have just stole the round. He just looked as if he wanted to do more, but certainly the fight hasn't really started yet. You've got to see them when you start to trade, how Golota's going to stand up to that.
He's in deep here, Golota. This really is the big acid test for him. It's his chance to project himself into superstardom. Bowe starting to let those heavier-looking punches go, and that'll be a big test for Golota, whether he can live with that. Lots haven't. There's those chopping right hands, and watch the holding behind the head. Well, we thought there might be one or two transgressions of the Queensberry rules in this one. It might not be the last.
Bowe, the first one to make an infringement.
Got deducted a point in his last fight, Bowe, against Holyfield. Right hand got through as well, beginning to find the target. He's not difficult to hit, Golota. Oh, good shots from Bowe, who's beginning to open up a bit here. Now the fight's really on.
That was better, but I think Bowe has to be careful in there if he's intent on having a slugfest. Golota's strong and a few punches going low.
It was, the right hand was low. Referee Wayne Kelly was quickly onto the case. He might have a busy night. How big a puncher, we wonder, is Golota in this league? He's caught again by two more. You can't carry on being hit like that by Bowe, but he comes back with his own shot every time. Bowe thinks he'll win this inside 6 rounds. Starting a big favourite to do exactly that, of course.
He's just starting to get through the defences a little bit more, Riddick Bowe.
Good work to the body there by Golota as Bowe tried to close in on him. Left hook from Bowe. Good looking shot. I think Golota was just hurt by that momentarily.
There's Bowe landing good little clubbing punches in close.
Getting busier in this round, Bowe. And Golota opening out too. And Bowe for a moment there just a bit unsteady on his legs. Again, a right looked a bit low from Golota. This is some round, Glenn.
It's a good round. And Golota acquitted himself quite well. He thought it had the makings of a good fight because they're evenly matched physically.
Two heavy-handed fighters in there. But Golota has refused to be dominated. As Bowe's come on. Oh, the referee nearly took a big right hand there right at the end of the round. Trainer doing the talking told me yesterday he thought that we'd have a sensation tonight with his man pulling off the victory.
Because he's certainly not overawed, getting home with that right hand, having good little spells in that round. I thought Bowe maybe just did enough at the beginning of the round, but certainly Golota acquitted himself very well.
Third round. Bowe on the right of your picture, the former world heavyweight champion. Golota looking to break into the big league, though he's already world rated by 3 of the governing bodies. Bowe's very strong when he works inside like that, and watch for his right uppercuts inside, but Golota again having him on the end of the jab, and every time he does that he follows it in with that right hand, Glenn.
He does. That's a good point from Golota. He's doubling the jab up and then throwing the right hand. But again, some good work inside from Golota.
Signs that Golota is capable here of making this a pretty hard night for Riddick Bowe. We saw Lennox Lewis have an unexpectedly close call in this ring against Ray Mercer. Is Golota going to do the same to Bowe?
Bowe is lunging a little bit with his punches. He's going for the right hand, he's missing it out wildly.
Good stuff again from Golota, finishing it up with the left hook, landing cleanly.
Yes, he's doing more of the work. He's just letting his punches go in clusters.
Bowe's already had to show his ability to absorb a punch. Remember, he's only ever been down once in his career, and that was in the last fight against Holyfield in that amazing 6th round. But he got up and he won.
But this is a much bigger and stronger man, you would feel, than Evander Holyfield, who's just quite a small heavyweight.
That's good stuff by Bowe. The jab was a very good one. Oh, and a really good-looking left, though, from Golota, who's just refusing to be intimidated or awestruck by being in with this big-name heavyweight, Riddick Bowe.
And that's good from Golota, because when Bowe has a glimmer of success there, as he did with the jab, Golota comes straight back, but another one low.
Next time it's a point off. You could lip read that from Wayne Kelly. Next time he hits another low blow, Golota will have a point deducted. That's perfectly in order, because he has been letting a few stray low. Good right hand from Bowe. Big shot. And back he comes with the hooks to the head from Golota. It's a good fight, this.
Very good. The Golota seemed to be the better left hook. He just seemed to feel that punch right down his legs, Bowe. Good punch from Golota.
Well, Andrew Golota, not many people outside the boxing fraternity will have heard of him before this fight. But he's already shown here that unbeaten record that he has is well earned, and that he can mix in this league.
And it was a good round. There's the low blow going in. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to be deducted a point for that. But it was a good round for Golota, mixing it well. And when Bowe had a bit of success, Golota came back with even more impressive boxes, more impressive punches.
Quite fast hands as well there. I mean, one chap writing in the program tonight described Golota as an old-fashioned plodder, which I think was not really doing him justice.
certainly not. I think he's got quite fast hands for his size.
Fourth round of this fascinating battle here, in which Bowe is having to really work hard. Again, he talks to Golota in there. Golota just gets on with it. His parents still live back home in Warsaw, but he married a Chicago girl. Oh, good shot, right hand from Bowe. When he moves through the gears, Bowe can be very classy. He keeps on having to eat that left hook in particular, doesn't he, from Golota, as well as occasional dangerous right hands.
This did work well on the jab of Golota, because I thought they said that was going to be a big point. They want to nullify Bowe's jab, and he's doing that very well. He's doubling his jab up.
The crowd here, you feel, sensing that a shot may not be out of the question. And on what we've seen so far, that has to be true. But I stress, so far, Bowe has been through these battles before and prevailed.
Again, good little punches from Golota. He has got quite fast hands, and the left hook is good.
Bowe being caught an ominous amount as well. He can look a bit sloppy and laboured at times, Bowe. And again caught by a left hand, and big right too. Bowe's in trouble here. Staggered backwards. Bad moments for Riddick Bowe. Is Andrew Golota here on the verge of something pretty sensational in this heavyweight division? He's getting the better of it at the moment, and Bowe is in some trouble in this fight.
Golota's having all the success. It's coming from that jab as well. That's pushing Bowe off balance. And Bowe's really having to dig deep in this round.
Highly motivated. He knew it was his big chance. And Bowe will have to start matching this fire, matching this work rate, this eagerness.
Well, we know Bowe can dig deep, and it looks like he's going to have to do that.
Another lowish blow, and Golota was very lucky there that was not the point deduction. And that's another awful low blow. Bowe's going to make something of that one. That'll be a point off. Terribly low blow. Left hook, which was so far south of the border, you couldn't believe it. And that's in a place where it hurts the most. So the rule is, with the abdominal protectors these days, that Bowe has 5 minutes to recover.
Well, it was a blatantly low blow, but it was on the cards. He kept throwing them punches. He's trying to punch up when they get in close, and he will have a point deducted for that.
Well, I think Bowe, having said all that, is quite glad to take the refuge.
I think he will, because that was a very good round for Golota, and you see how bad it is there.
And the jeer you heard from the crowd is that they're hearing this on big screens. I think Golota's worried at the moment. I don't know if he's fully aware of what the rules say here. He's worried, I think, that he could end up being thrown out for this.
But it was a really good round for Golota. You see, he had Bowe in a little bit of trouble there. Followed up, good right hand.
Pay attention to me. How do you feel?
Bowe's looking out of the ring.
Ready now.
And a man at ringside who I can't identify. And Bowe actually had a conversation with him, and the fellow was saying, use your jab, use your jab.
Very good success from Golota, using the jab so well. It's been a very good weapon.
Well, an eventful round of which Golota has a point deducted. Didn't take the full 5 minutes to recover. There's the scorecard so far, with Golota just a point ahead, according to Glenn. But of course, he won that last round, but with the point deduction, it would have been scored under this 10-point must system, a 10-10 round, I would think.
Yes, but it's certainly the best success of the round was all Golota, and that would have also took a lot out of Bowe, having the low punch. So things are looking very good for Andrew Golota.
But don't underestimate Riddick Bowe's willpower. and top quality experience. Will he find the answers here? This is the 5th round. But Bowe's status among the big league of world heavyweights, and he's been in that big league for a long time, is under serious threat here. Golota maybe just confirming the impression here too that Bowe is not quite the fighter that he was 2 or 3 years ago. Impressions we started to form in that 3rd Holyfield fight.
And he's really warming up to the task now, Golota. He's getting his punches off much quicker, just getting a little spring in his step there. You can see he's starting to flow with more and more confidence.
Good right hand as well from Golota, who looks very at home at this level at the moment. Of course, they're pretty big hitters, and it's not beyond the bounds of possibility at all that Bowe might just find one punch to turn this thing around. Oh, again, combination punching, and Bowe lets his right hand go a bit low this time.
But it's not that often that we see Riddick Bowe being hit with this amount of punches. He's getting through surprisingly easily, Golota.
Just looking a little swollen around the face as well, Bowe. And I'll tell you another thing with him tonight, when they've got in close, he hasn't used that right uppercut much this time, has he?
No, he's been pretty one-dimensional. I think he's just having a few problems in there, a little bit frustrated.
Golota continuing to look solid and eager. But can he see this through? It's due to go 12 rounds. There was some argument, talk about it might be cut to 10, and even threats that the fight was going to be called off this afternoon. That was never going to happen. Oh, right hand again gets through from Golota. Bowe's having to take a lot of punishment here. Oh, and he's beginning to look a fading force, Riddick Bowe here. Golota's getting through almost at will.
Well, this is an extraordinary performance from Golota. He's catching Riddick Bowe with the majority of his punches, really rocking the head back. The right hand of Golota has been a tremendous punch.
Well, there are times here where Golota is just beginning to tee off on Bowe, who is now having to dig very deep. Oh, good left hook from Bowe there. They fight on after the bell. Rough, tough stuff here, and more exchange between them right after the bell had gone as they go back to the corners. Now then, Lou Duva's getting in a real lather about things, and while he does that, let's just hear how Barry McGuigan is seeing this tremendous fight.
Well, I have Golota out in a steady lead, and one more worryingly for Bowe. Bowe looks extremely tired, was backed up on the ropes, is badly hurt in that round. Here we're having a look at it. Some great work here from Golota. Picked his punches well, looked for the spot, and look at the way he snapped Bowe's head back there. Hit him from the angle and had him in all sorts of bother. When do you see Riddick Bowe being backed up and hurt like this? Not very often. It's looking really good for Golota. He just can't afford to stand in front of Bowe, and he just keep on doing what he's doing. He's beating him to the punch. He's faster. Bowe needs to start jabbing and throwing more punches. It's going to be a tremendous fight.
Thanks a lot, Barry. Another thing there as well that just struck me is how well Golota is taking Bowe's big shots at the moment.
Yes, he studied them because there was a couple of left hooks in the last round. He took them very well. But he's getting off with his punches so well. He's using the jab. It's been a very good punch.
Past the halfway point, and Golota, you feel, must be ahead. So he has had that point deducted, remember, which might close things up a bit, but what we're seeing in the ring, he's certainly the man in charge of things at the moment. This Chicago-based Pole, who's promoted by the main events organization, the Duvas. He's strong and he's determined and he looks resilient. Long amateur career. Confidence building all the time in the professional ranks with those 28 wins. This might be his night. And that, if he won it, it really would upset a few equations, wouldn't it?
Yes, but he's really doing the right thing because he's punching all the time, beating Bowe to the punch, doubling up on the jab. He's really working so well to keep on the move a little bit, just to keep Bowe off balance. But then he'll be the first one to jab.
6th round. Can Golota keep it up? Can Bowe find a way back? Let's go Bowe. The Madison Square Garden crowd trying to get behind Riddick Bowe, the native New Yorker, who's back at home for the first time in 3 years. He lives in Fort Washington, Maryland these days, a rather posher environment than Brownsville, where he grew up. Again, Golota nicely done, doubling up on the jab, right hand. Oh, and a big left hook too, gets through.
But he's been very easy to hit in this fight with the Bowe. Got to concentrate more on his defense.
There's another low blow, another left hand. Now he's in danger here, Golota, of getting to the point where he could get disqualified. He's already had a point deducted, and is this man's reputation as a dirty fighter, which is rather following him around here, is it going to end up with Golota being disqualified? That is a possibility here.
But it would be very bad. It would be foolish for Golota. He's got to stop. He's got to stop throwing that punch. Very, very low. Obviously, Bowe is going to make a great deal of that, but it was a bad punch again from Golota.
Well, Bowe will use all the time he can get at this moment. Is this, I suppose you will always get this in boxing, people are saying, oh, Bowe here is making the most of this, and that these are distress signals from him because he's in trouble in the fight, but that was a bad low blow he took.
Yes, they are, but also Bowe is in a bad stage in the fight. You know, he'll need the respite. He's going to take as long as he possibly can. And he'll probably hope this will just upset the rhythm a little bit of Golota.
Wayne Kelly, the referee, manages to keep a smile on his face as they get back to work, but Golota here is on thin ice with these low blows. And it's a real worry for him now. There's still a long way to go in the fight, and he's transgressed seriously twice with that. And there comes a point with any referee, though, goodness me, what a controversy it would be if Golota did get disqualified.
Yes, that would be a real shame, because he's boxing the perfect fight here. He's upsetting the rhythm of Bowe, using his jab well. He's just stepping around him. Good footwork just to move around out of distance, and that. A really good performance from Golota.
You listen to me? All right, the next time that he drops his head down, you take a half step back and raise him up with the uppercut, but make it short. Understand? Rinse this out. Give me some tape. Seconds out, round 7.
Three-point lead on Glenn McCrory's scorecard for Golota. Bowe is still in the corner and hasn't come out for the round. The bell went about 10 seconds ago. Well, Eddie Futch and Bell Torrance in there. Eddie Futch has seen enough fights through his 84 years to know that Riddick Bowe has a big problem on his hands here. 7th round.
Yes, and their job in the corner, really. They just got to keep their man focused, keep his concentration on, because he's doing the perfect thing.
Well, whatever happens from here on in, Andrew Golota's stock in the world heavyweight division has rocketed tonight. And if he does this right, he really, from this point, you would feel all good stuff from Golota. Doubling up on the jab, right hand.
And Bowe really doesn't have an answer. He's not blocking the jab, and he's catching every right hand.
Bowe can't carry on taking these. The tape's come loose on Golota's glove. Don't think the referee spotted that yet. On again, a big left hook. He's really beginning to work Bowe over. Oh, and another one goes low, and he's disqualified. Golota is disqualified, and Bowe, flat on his back, has won the fight. Andrew Golota is disqualified. Now there's a brawl going on in the ring. Somebody's trying to attack Golota. Goodness me. We have all sorts going on like that. There was some idiot there trying to attack Golota. People trying to jump in the ring, the security men. It's still going on. And it's really getting very nasty. Some other people trying to join in. And this has all got totally out of control. Totally out of control. These are scenes we do not need, but what a sensational night.
He's on the floor.
He's on the floor and in a bad way, the veteran trainer.
Who has had heart problems.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh no.
And it still goes on with Lou Duva on the floor.
Oh,
terrible scenes.
It's a night of shame, this, for boxing. Somebody else is hurt in there. There are all kinds of injuries. And this whole thing is in danger of erupting very badly indeed. Security men, things are beginning to be thrown around. And we're getting cups thrown in the ring full of water and beer now coming down from the upper tiers at Madison Square Garden. And we are having to duck here at ringside for our own safety. And hopefully some kind of order will be restored. There don't appear to be enough security, man. That's one thing that strikes me straight away here. But happily, I think, and I say this very cautiously, there is some kind of combat. How is Lou Duva in there? Golota was being attacked. Bowe has won on a disqualification in the 7th round at the end of all that. The place was almost on fire. The referee was given no choice, though, in my view.
He wasn't. Terrible scenes to follow, and all caused by Bowe's followers attacking Golota after the fight. But he couldn't. The referee didn't have a choice. It was continuous low blows, and that's the rules he kept breaking, so he had to disqualify him.
Well, he'd had 2 points deducted already. There was another low blow. There will be those, I suppose, who will go on to say that Riddick Bowe, every time, made sure that the most was made of it.
Yes, he did, and I think that could well have enticed his own followers a little bit, because they were shouting things at him between rounds. I think they were getting very upset by that, and he was making a great deal of it. Obviously, it's a painful thing, but it just enticed the crowd.
Well, while all that's been going on, you have to say Golota, apart from his dirty tactics, looked one of the best heavyweights in the world. Now the trouble's erupted again. We really do have some idiots in there at the moment. Tempers are frayed, and they really would do well to get the fighters out of there. I don't think you'll be hearing any ring interviews tonight. Watching all this is Lennox Lewis's manager, Frank Maloney. These are regrettable scenes, Frank.
They're unbelievable. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. What I think started, I saw one of Bowe's people running across the ring with what looked like a knife in his hand, and he started jumping on Lou Duva, and it just completely erupted in there.
And I think what he was carrying was some kind of walkie-talkie, and he was hitting Golota, who now somebody's being stretched out. That's
I think it's Lou Duva. Lou Duva looks like he's had a heart attack.
Oh, I hope not.
It's unbelievable. This is totally unbelievable.
What a terrible night this is. And Lou Duva carried out of the ring, and we can only hope that Lou is okay. One of the great characters of boxing. But there was an attack on Lou Duva by it looked like somebody ran across from Bowe's corner, didn't it, Frank?
Yeah, it looked something in his hand and just started with either a walkie-talkie or a knife and just started smashing into him. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. It's just totally unbelievable.
Well, I hope it wasn't a knife, because if it was a knife, you dread to think
what would happen. I mean, this is just unbelievable.
Well, the result almost seems irrelevant after all that, doesn't it? And now
It's still going on again.
you've got trouble at ringside with other people involved on the other side of the ring. Oh dear, now they're starting to get chairs, and everything is erupted into mayhem and madness
I mean, the most
here at this
noticeable thing
famous
is
fight arena.
there's not even a policeman in the arena, and when we fought here with Mercer, it was police all around for security.
But these are the kind of scenes that just occasionally, and only just occasionally, you've got used to seeing on very, very few occasions in Britain. There've been the odd outbreak. You don't see this kind of thing in the United States. I can't recall seeing anything like this here.
Well, I've never seen anything like this in Britain in the ring. I mean, the security in Britain in the ring at least protects the fighters and the trainers and the managers, but here there was no protection for anyone.
They're trying to get Riddick Bowe out of there, and I just wonder, after everything that's happened tonight, whether we'll ever see Riddick Bowe fight again, because he looked a fading force in the fight itself, Frank.
He was getting beat. I mean, I only gave him one round. That was it. Other than the points being deducted, which was the last 3 rounds, there was only one man in the fight. And Bowe, I mean, even after his way supporters have behaved, should retire from the ring. He's a disgrace to boxing.
Well, I don't know who it was who started the attack, whether it was just a fan. It may not have been anybody connected to the Bowe camp. Let's make that clear. It just looked like it was some hothead who supported Bowe, and that's what set the whole thing off, that one attack. So I was at this point, we were going to be asking you what the possibility of a Riddick Bowe Lennox Lewis fight is, but that of course is a total non-starter after the events of tonight.
What's happening is irrelevant at the moment. I mean, all we're concerned about is Lou Duva at this very moment.
Yes, exactly. And our hopes and wishes are with Lou. And obviously we will try to check on exactly what his condition is. Some kind of semblance of order has been restored. Thanks very much indeed, Frank. Frank Maloney, the manager of Lennox Lewis. Glenn McCrory still here with me. Glenn, it was a shameful night.
Terrible. It's certainly the worst one I've been. The worst one I've been to. I've never seen anything like it. It just could not control the crowds.
Let us. Is Michael Buffer there just confirming that the fight ended on a disqualification. Let me just recap what has happened here tonight. Riddick Bowe was getting well beaten by Andrew Golota. He was undoubtedly on his way to a sensational defeat, but Golota had 2 points deducted for low blows. The fighting's still going on now in another part of the arena.
But the worst thing about it is there's still no security, no police, and that's why it's just escalating. There should have been something here to stop this by now. It will not stop until there's some security or some police.
Just to continue now, someone else is injured. Golota had 2 points deducted. The third time he transgressed seriously. Bowe was flat on his back, and there was Madison.